Tzu Chi distributes charity cards to southern Taiwan flood survivors so they can buy daily supplies. Tzu Chi's auspicious lunar month prayer ceremony moves the audience with captivating performances. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. After a tropical depression struck southern Taiwan, many places in Jiayi have been severely flooded. Tzu Chi volunteers have divided into groups to visit the affected residents and give out Tzu Chi charity cards. With the cards, the flood survivors could buy their needed daily supplies.
The 70-year-old grandmother was really frightened by the flood this time. The volunteers immediately handed her an aid bag and a letter of condolence from Dharma Master Zheng Yan. The volunteers visited affected residents one by one. A former Tzu Chi Care recipient, whose house has been severely flooded, feels comforted seeing the volunteers. More than 200 Tzu Chi volunteers have divided into 36 groups to visit nearly 700 families in Taibao, Budai, and Yizhu Township.
People have been terrified. As we calm their minds, they will feel more at ease.
The medical staff of Daling Tzu Chi Hospital and local Tzu Chi volunteers have headed to Budai to care for the flood-affected residents.
Currently, everyone is cleaning up their homes. A lot of people actually feel very grateful. We wanted to see if they needed help in any way. We also took notes of their current needs and will do follow-up care.
50-year-old Cai Chaorong has just returned home after his dialysis treatment. Tzu Chi volunteers have come to deliver aid supplies and a Tzu Chi charity card. The volunteers also accompanied him as he uses the card for the very first time.
We all thought that he must be very hungry. After we delivered the charity card, he could go directly to the supermarkets and buy some food, like fruit and milk. It is very convenient.
Tzu Chi is giving out charity cards for the very first time. This is so that the elderly flood survivors will not need to carry their heavy daily supplies home. As a result, Tzu Chi has collaborated with local supermarkets to help the flood-affected residents.
It's very helpful, and we do not need to carry cash on us. If we lack some daily supplies with this card, we can come here to buy what is needed.
In the aftermath of the flood, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to help the affected residents. With the newly established charity cards, the affected residents are able to buy their much-needed daily supplies and get through the tough times.
To help the affected residents get through the tough times, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided hot meals. In addition, the Daling Tzu Chi Hospital staff also went along with volunteers to send blessings and help the flood survivors clean their homes. From the bird's eye view, one can see that Jiayi's Dongshi Township has become flooded. Besides several main roads that can still be seen, almost all the farmlands in this area are flooded. Many of the affected residents have been evacuated to the temporary shelter. Tzu Chi volunteers quickly sent them bentos. In the Putsu city office, in addition to the residents who suffered the floods, a group of military personnel are also there to help with disaster relief work. The hot food provided by the volunteers also supplements everyone's physical strength. The volunteers' care also extends to Xingang's Pizi village.
The flow water here was very high yesterday. This was the most severely flooded area in the entire Xingang Township. Yesterday, we were not able to deliver bentos to these households. We asked the military forces for help. They sent us here by tanks.
Most of the people living in this village are solitary seniors. Since their houses have been flooded, they don't know what to do.
你即马先唔好烦恼吼，处理遮侪人，甲你斗3工，这叶医师吼，甲你问一寡问题，等下看咱是爱膏药，还是爱食药，还是爱来互先生看吼。
The two elderly citizens are not in good health, so this afternoon we mobilized Tzu Chi staff members and volunteers to help them clean their homes.
In addition to helping the grandmother clean her home, the volunteers and Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital staff also delivered the blessings from Dharma Master Zheng Yan and Global Tzu Chi volunteers. ，Many senior citizens in Budai are still staying in temporary shelters. Since some of them do not have medication with them, they have started to feel uncomfortable. Therefore, Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital staff has provided a free clinic to safeguard their health.
On the 4th day after the flood, many affected residents have already evacuated to the temporary shelters. Some senior citizens started to feel uncomfortable due to lack of medication. Therefore, Budai Town Office is seeking medical help.
We've taken in 41 to 42 senior citizens. Since they were evacuated in an emergency case, some of them did not bring their medication. Therefore, we have medical needs.
Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital staff then started to provide a free clinic to the seniors. As the doctors provide medical consultation, the nurses also help calm the anxious seniors.
Coming here, we've discovered many potential high blood pressure patients and potential diabetes patients. They might be fine on most days, but when they're under stress, their problems will emerge.
TIMA has been conducting regular free clinics and house calls. Therefore, we've already prepared the medicines and daily supplies. Upon a request, we can immediately provide affected residents with medical care.
As the medical team provides medical consultation and medication, they have also calmed the affected residents' anxious minds.
In 2013, when Typhoon Haiyan struck the Philippines, Tzu Chi Foundation quickly started long-term care construction projects in both Palo and Ormoc. In Palo, vocational training classes were implemented to help the survivors be self-sufficient. Now they are breaking the stereotypes every day with amazing results.
Sige na, wake up, wake up! Gising na, gising! Maglilinis kita! Kaya kailangan nato maglimpyo!
There are a total of 255 households in the whole village. It was created after the 2013 Typhoon Haiyan. Not even 7 a.m., the vocational training students already have all the hot foods, juice, and bread all packed into the car, ready for sale. In the past 4 years, the Palo Great Love Village vegetarian meals have already made a name for itself. It's helped many residents financially.
We have accounting, but we buy from them.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, because their product is different.
The vocational training courses of the Great Love Village have helped many traditional Filipino women have the chance to have an income. This year, the cultivation of oyster mushrooms has also been added. From cultivation, planting, and harvesting, the villagers take care of the whole process. This has instilled a level of confidence and dignity for many of them.
We will continuously promote the bamboo coin banks in the community, even though it is part of the vocational training class curriculum. It's more than that. It's our mission. We received blessings ourselves, so we hope everyone can have it as well. This is something that we must do.
We want to extend. So this is our commitment. By going to our community, we want them to help back, to not from us, not here, but as those people who in need.
We, Tzu Chi volunteers, will inspire more people to create more blessings.
Happiness is in his daily routine. 39-year-old Mato is the father of a family of 5 that lives in the Great Love Village. He makes a small living by selling desserts. Unlike the past, he no longer needs to worry about rent. Now the daily income of more than $750 goes directly into his pockets. It has helped him tremendously in caring for his daughter, who lives with severe cerebral palsy.
I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi for helping us build this house. I hope that there will be a permanent home in the future, because we are very poor and we have to take care of the child with special needs. We have to buy medication on a regular basis. I really appreciate the help and I'm very grateful to Master Zheng Yan. We now have a house to live in. Without you guys, we wouldn't even have a home.
Every single village resident is filled with gratitude. Another special thing about the Great Love Village is that there is a monthly humanistic culture class. It has changed many people's habitual tendencies.
He has changed for the better. He doesn't have a temper anymore and is more understanding. He knows to take care of the family now.
Pello Great Love Village, breaking stereotypes every single day.
At Tzu Chi's auspicious Lunar Month blessing ceremony in Taipei, Taiwan, 2 senior actors were invited to perform in the sutra adaptation to highlight the importance of filial piety. In addition, some guests were also invited to share their personal experiences, including a burn survivor of the Color Play Asia incident. Let's take a look. Upon seeing his son, the old man immediately rushes to him. However, his son ends up pushing him away, ruthlessly in return. The actor Du Manshen is performing in the large-scale sutra adaptation for the second time. After imitating an elderly person with walking difficulties, he has so many feelings to share.
When one is aging, the weight of your body is pushing down even more onto your legs. Unfortunately, your muscle strength is getting weaker, so it's hard for you to sustain like before. Thus, it will affect the way you walk, often with difficulties.
Chen Shufang, who plays the role of the elderly mother, is playing the same role after her last performance in the sutra adaptation more than 10 years ago.
When we become parents ourselves, we'll realize just how painful and brave it was when our mothers gave birth to us. However, most of the children nowadays do not even give this a second thought.
Walking into the venue with his family, the burn survivor of the Color Play Asia incidents, Lin Youshen, successfully completed the rehabilitation process. This was all due to his mother's meticulous care.
She took really good care of all my wounds. She repeated the procedures every single day, and she even accompanied me through all the rehabilitation exercises. In fact, my mother devoted all her time in accompanying me. Now I'm working really hard at my job, and I hope that I can make my mother traveling soon.
He's very brave and strong. Besides, he's also very thoughtful. It's just that he doesn't normally show his emotions. Despite this, I have felt his tenderness.
During the auspicious Lunar Month, the volunteers not only encourage the residents to adopt a vegetarian diet and express gratitude, but also corrects their traditional thoughts with righteous values. One of the highlights during the blessing ceremony was the Jinshi drum team. This year, it is comprised of many young volunteers. This has greatly added the vitality and enthusiasm factor throughout the performances.
Following the beats of the music, all the movements are in sync. Among the participants is Huang Dazan. He used to have a very volatile relationship with his father and always held a grudge.
I would always think that my father wasn't listening at all, or that I never thought really to resolve the problem at hand. I would just hold it in and it would accumulate inside of me. That's why I would be angry for a long time.
More than a year ago, he joined the drum team. He has been subtly changing and is aware of his own transformation.
There would be the parents of the other drum team members coming to see them, or they would actively go visit them. It was during this process that I learned from their examples. They were directly showing me that I should be doing with my own parents. So now, I have changed my ways. I no longer am like the rebellious son character shown in the Sutra adaptation stage drama.
The team member that Huang Dazan is talking about is none other than the traditional Chinese medicine practitioner Hong Yousi. He is a fellow drum team member that came all the way from Kaohsiung. Everything was paid at his own expense, and he would go anywhere that needed a position to be filled. He would even change his clinical hours just to be present for the Taipei performances.
I just moved my weekend clinical hours to weekday evening hours.
If you are willing to rehearse the day before, then you will have to come on Thursday already. That would mean you will have to take 2 days off of work. It's hard, but everyone is on board. Plus, after 2 years of practicing together, we are all willing to make the necessary sacrifices. This included last year's blessing ceremony. We have built up great teamwork, and we will support each other.
The Buddha Day celebration from 2 years ago till this year's blessing ceremony, this young group of volunteers, ranging from 25 to 30 years old, has developed a strong sense of bond.
In our next report, we will meet a Tzu Chi recycling volunteer who has congenital cerebral palsy. 50-year-old Huang Meixiang suddenly stepped outside of her home before she turned 27 years old. However, she has found a new meaning in life after she was invited to volunteer with Tzu Chi.
我是黄梅酱，我做环保。嗨，天哪！
She comes almost every day. She perseveres while doing recycling. If I encounter some problems, she will encourage me. She has helped me a lot at the recycling station.
Due to cerebral palsy, she has movement difficulties. Despite that, she still gives 100% of herself and lives a fulfilling life. We are deeply touched by her actions.
The Tzu Chi volunteer who collected my donation said that she wanted to invite me to go to Hualien. She also invited me to do recycling with her. Back then, I had never even left my house.
She did not stop walking until she was 5 years old. She has had a disability card since she was little. We thought about sending her to school, but her father was afraid that people would bully her. Therefore, she did not go to school.
Back then, the recycling station was really messy. I thought if these beautiful Tzu Chi volunteers could do recycling there, I should try it too and see if I'll become beautiful in my next lifetime.
She does recycling very diligently. Although she has movement impairment, she does not back down from anything. She's always down to do all the different tasks. On top of that, she works very hard to recruit Tzu Chi donating members.
Although she has movement issues, her heart and her mind are very healthy. Originally, I had asked her to collect my donations once a year. She said, "That's not a good idea. This way I will not have work to do. By coming every month, I will have things to do."
I do not speak well. When people see my condition, they will take the initiative to make donations.
She only started to attend school after she is all grown. She attended high school. As she volunteers with Tzu Chi, she has become such an amazing force. Despite her busy schedule, she still went to school to study.
We will periodically invite her to go to prayer services or funeral ceremonies. She will always take the initiative and ask us, "Why haven't you invited me lately?" She finds work to do. She has also dedicated herself to our community study groups for the past 10 years.
In Germany, Tzu Chi volunteer Rudolf Pfaff and his wife have long been caring for international refugees. They have even provided 1/3 of their own land for the refugees to grow a vegetable garden for free. Germany Tzu Chi volunteers Rudolf Pfaff and his wife provided 5,950 square meters of their own land for refugees to grow vegetables. 2 months ago, they turned over the soil, prepared the seedbed, and planted seedlings. Now it has become an exuberant garden.
I really like to pick fruits directly from the trees. I also enjoy picking vegetables from the garden. Vegetables are very healthy. We can bring them home and cook them.
The refugees learn from scratch to grow organic vegetables. They will stay in the garden on average 4 hours a day.
I am from Afghanistan and I have lived in Germany for 3 years now. Coming to the garden with my friends, I feel very happy. We picked lettuce and spinach and we had a lot of fun.
On the day of harvest, volunteers from Austria and the UK also came to help out.
I came especially from the UK to help out. Seeing the situation, I'm grateful for everyone's efforts. Tzu Chi volunteers are trying their best to help the refugees find a new direction in life.
The beautiful scenery of the lush garden is not only the physical efforts of the refugees, but it's also the dedicated spiritual cultivation of their souls. Tzu Chi Philippines chapter hosts the Veggie Fair every year in Quezon City. However, what makes this year so special is that all attendees are asked to bring their own reusable containers to the event. The activity aims to urge people to adopt a vegetarian lifestyle in order to protect Mother Earth.
In the Philippines, there's something special about this year's Tzu Chi Annual Veggie Fair in Quezon City.
We asked the public to bring their own reusable containers. This is because if they want to bring the dishes home, they can directly put it into their own containers. There is also a reward system attached.
Only when attendees bring their own containers will they receive a reward sticker.
The volunteers work tirelessly cooking for the attendees. Senior citizens like us can't keep up with such work, so we do our part by bringing our own reusable containers. It's really not that difficult of a task.
Bring it inside, in a big bag was inconvenient, but we don't mind because, we try and help the environment.
A pitcher of milk mixed with multi-grain powder safeguards your health.
We are trying to promote the Jingsu product because this is actually a very new product for the Filipinos here.
On top of promoting vegetarianism, all proceeds from the Veggie Fair are going to fund the ongoing renovation project of Tzu Chi Great Love campus in Manila.
Tzu Chi US headquarters held a 4-day camp to celebrate the Tzu Chi's 20th anniversary. Through various activities, the camp participants understood more about the Tzu Chi missions. We will leave you with these images. See you next time.